The Shark Deck.
The big attention-getting headline, Bert Kreischer thought Joe Rogan was gay. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Let's unpack this. Kreischer was on Logan Paul's podcast. And I've pulled some audio here so you can hear Bert's tone. But Bert said he didn't intend to become friends with Joe Rogan at first. Quoting Bert Kreischer, I had a bad run-in with the dude. I didn't want any friends. I was like, I'm good. Kreischer said he got a phone call from Rogan. Kreischer was sitting down to watch Game of Thrones. Rogan calls and he goes, what are you doing? Bert says, I'm just hanging out. And Rogan says, come to the Ice House.
We do some of the podcast. I'm getting ready to go on stage, and Rogan comes up with 2 shots of Jack Daniels and 2 beers. And he goes, hey, man, we're trying really hard to be your friend, but you're not letting us. And he's like, we like you, and you're a good guy, and we're not going to hurt you. Like, we won't let you down. We'll always be here for you, but you got to let us be your friend, and you got to trust that we won't hurt you.
But Bert said he was suspicious.
This is horrible to say, but when Joe wanted to be friends with me, I was just like, oh, he must be gay. Like, why would you want to be friends with another man?
And then he added, Joe Rogan never tried to kiss him once. Janelle James has called Dave Chappelle's most recent special boring. She told Variety, the last I watched of his was when he came out with all the specials at once. Variety wasn't sure what she meant there. They think it's when he released 4 different specials over the course of 2017 on Netflix. But Janelle James said, regardless of what he said, I thought it was boring. I like silly Chappelle. He's in his wisdom bag now. We're clowns. Once we forget that we're clowns, then it becomes bad. Your objective is to make people laugh and then sneak your thoughts in underneath the jokes. If your thoughts are on top, that's not funny or entertaining to me. All right, Daily Show. It's time to pick a host. Here's what they're doing the week of May 22nd. Who's hosting? The Daily Show's news team. They'll all host, quote, as a collective is how they're spinning this in the press release. So it'll be Roy Wood Jr., Dulce Sloan, Ronnie Chang, and the others. They're all hosting, however that works. Now, to me, this sounds like they had somebody and somebody pulled out. And I say that because the week before, week of May 15th, they announced Charlamagne the God will host. Then May 22nd in the 2 slot is, hey, let's let everybody host because we don't really have anyone. That's a little weird to me. They'll be Dark the week of Memorial Day, then Michelle Wolf hosts week of June 5, Ronnie Chang week of June 12th, Lewis Black week of June 20th, and Jesus Nice week of June 26th. Just pick somebody already. Just pick Hassan Minhaj already. Just pick Roy Wood Jr. already. Just pick Chelsea Handler already. Ray Romano has a new movie out today. It's called Somewhere in Queens. In Somewhere in Queens, things go awry when married dad Leo, played by Ray Romano, becomes hell-bent on making sure his teenage son, Styx, gets a basketball scholarship. How old is Ray Romano now? Ray's 65. Stretching there a little bit that his son is in high school? No, yes. In real life, Ray has a son, Joseph, who's 25, who played high school hoops. Ray had nice things to say about his wife. He said, I've been married to her for 35 years and I've been in the business for just about that long. So she's supportive, but she's not on top of it as my kids are. He says he's careful what he shares about his family and says, I never do it at their expense. His kids have never pushed back on what to include. My wife, on occasion, when the TV show was on, would have an argument and she'd turn and say, I don't want to see this on the show. And I would say, we already did that episode. That's really funny. Somewhere in Queens, playing in theaters now. It also co-stars Sebastian Maniscalco. Variety asked Brett Goldstein, you know him from Ted Lasso, Roy Kent, yes, him, yes. They asked him how he feels about becoming a sex symbol, and he said, this is the first I've heard of it. He adds, I'm flattered you're telling me this, and I'll expect you to address me as Sexy Brett Goldstein from now on. How do I feel about becoming a sex symbol? I don't know. You can say he blushes, looks confused, his head explodes. If that's the thing, that has nothing to do with me. That has to do with the show, right? Because of the character. Maybe it's hairy men. I seem to be the only person in LA in the last 15 years who has body hair. Maybe that's a thing. Like, whoa, what's this? This is new. Brett says, I really love playing Roy Kent. People always say you don't seem angry in real life. And I'm always like, but I'm effing angry. And maybe that's part of me that gets to process it through Roy. He rejects the notion that Ted Lasso should quit before it turns to garbage. And he says, no, it wouldn't get garbage because it's a really good effing group of people who care about it. Jason's an effing genius. No way would make something crap because why would we suddenly be crap? Like, oh, maybe it would go downhill. Why have we suddenly all got crap at our jobs? In case you didn't pick it up there, he curses a lot in real life too, and I had to clean it up. Will Ferrell will have a new TV show eventually. It's in development now. I believe he will star in it as a professional golfer who becomes the face of a controversial new league competing with the PGA.
Hello, I am Mark Francis, host of PLUS Intrigue, the podcast that delves into the daily drama of the British royal family. These short daily episodes cover the latest news and scandals involving the likes of Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Kate Middleton, King Charles, and the rest. From backroom sources to public controversies, we've got you covered. Whether you're a long-time fan or just curious about the royals, PLUS Intrigue is the perfect podcast for you. So join us as we explore the lives, legacies, and dramas of the British monarchy. Subscribe now and never miss an episode of PLUS Intrigue.
If you are a premium subscriber to Daily Comedy News, you already have the weekend episodes. That's one of the benefits for signing up as a premium subscriber at Apple Podcasts. Open up your Purple Podcast app, and they'll be like, hey, premium subscription. You could be like, I don't know, try it out for a month. It's free for a month. And then if you like it, you get the episodes ad-free and a little bit early. By a little bit early, that's usually around 4 p.m. Eastern, the day before official release. And the weekend episodes are usually up on Friday morning. And it's $5 a month. And it's a nice frictionless way to support the show, because you'll set it and forget it, and then I'll get $5 minus Apple's cut once a month, and I appreciate it. Tonight at the Moon's Hour Comedy Festival, live nude girls. Wait, what's this? Last fall, comedians Sarah Sherman, Megan Statler, and Patty Harrison decided on a whim to do a Halloween-themed show together. This story from My San Antonio. They didn't really have time to write material, so they grabbed a bunch of costumes and mostly winged it. Statler said it went so well that we were like, if we actually plan to get cool things together, maybe we have to do it. So tonight, the Live Nude Girls Tour kicks off at the Paramount Theater. Also today, a ton of shows. I won't read them all, but here's one at 11 a.m. The Sklar Brothers. 6 o'clock at the Creek in the Cave, JFL's New Faces. I didn't realize they were doing a New Faces at Moon Tower. Very, very interesting. I had no idea about that. I have clicked on the link. No news as to who the new faces are. Very interesting. Maria Bamford's a headliner at Stateside at 7. The wonderfully titled We're Having Gay Sex is the Creek in the Cave at 8. Ashley Gavin, Maddie Weiner, Issa Medina, and Monet X Change. Bobby Kelly's your headliner at the Stateside at 9:30. Creek in the Cave, 10 o'clock. Big J Okerson hosts What's Your Effing Deal? Justin Silver, Ian Bagg, Joe List. Not a bad night there. Let's see what's happening at Nashville. Solid night there with Nick Swartzen playing the War Memorial Auditorium at 7. Miss Pat at 7 at Zanies. David Spade at the Ryman at 8. And Ali Sadiq at Zanies at 9:30. And don't forget the Melbourne International Comedy Festival. Nikki Britton's show is called Getting Out in Front of It. Let's listen.
I read an article recently that apparently living alone is worse for your health than smoking. And I thought I was being healthy my whole life, abstaining from smoking. What an idiot! Because I've also lived by myself for the last 10 years. And apparently, on balance, I'm worse off. Good. I should have been sucking on the ciggies the whole time. Honking on the vapes. Should have wrapped my mouth around a meth pipe. At least I'd have a sense of community. I'd be adding years. Losing teeth, but adding years.
So that was a little rough, and I let it go long looking for a laugh there. And I'll remind you, I'm not picking the clips. These are the clips that are being spotlighted on the website. So sorry, Nikki Britton. Move on. From Sixth Tone, a female Chinese comedian has received mixed reviews online after videos of her sharing her experience of a sexually transmitted infection during a set continue to attract attention. She goes by the stage name Menga with 2 G's in there, and she described how she was infected with HPV virus. Some have labeled her indecent for openly sharing about her sex life. Menga said, I'm scared to read comments from the audience because I know there will definitely be some slut shaming, but I won't stop my stand-up comedy because of all those malicious attacks. This is about me. This is what I want to talk about. The Windsors. That's a sitcom on Channel 4 in the UK. It's returning for a 4th season. Harry Enfield will reprise his role as King Charles. They haven't started filming yet. They were beginning to work on it, and then Queen Elizabeth passed away, and then they thought, we should probably regroup here. And that is your comedy news for today. Follow PLUS Intrigue wherever you get your shows. Follow Daily Comedy News wherever you get your shows, and those places include Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube, wherever you get your shows. See you tomorrow.
Once in a generation, a new British royal dynasty takes shape. I am Mark Francis, host of PLUS Intrigue, a daily podcast about the royal family, and the only place you can get all the news, gossip, and updates from inside and outside the palace. From Harry and Meghan in California to Kate and William in the UK, along with King Charles, Queen Camilla, Prince Andrew, and the whole cast of characters. This coronation will be one for the ages, and we'll bring you every detail on every moment in just a few minutes, every day. Hear Palace Intrigue on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts.